Hello, fellow homeschoolers. This is Tanya Meadows with Apple Tree Homeschool Academy. I was tagged for a Holly Jolly Holiday video by Just Sew Trish. She homeschools in Florida and I homeschool in Virginia. And we have some questions we're going to go over on what is our favorite things about the holidays. So stay tuned. Hello, fellow homeschoolers. This is Tanya Meadows with Apple Tree Homeschool Academy, and I was tagged for a Holly Jolly Holiday video by Just Sew Trish. She homeschools in Florida, and I homeschool in Virginia. We've got a list of questions here of what is our favorite things about the Christmas holiday, and so I'd like to start out by answering which is your favorite holiday movie. And when anybody asks me that, I always happen to think of the little drummer boy. I give up. Husband is blowing his nose, eating food. The kids keep coming up and down. The cat is climbing into my desk.
Seriously, you have to save that for the blooper.
Okay, here we go again. Are we ready now? Seriously, I've got it videotaping and I'm on. Can I go now? I'm just going to video myself laughing. That's it. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. What would you like?
Show Danielle.
I need a tissue. Seriously, would somebody give me a tissue?
Put nothing in the brown.
Where's the tissues? Oh, boy.
I was told not to get up and disturb you while you were filming, so I can't give you a tissue. You told me to sit over here and be quiet. I'm being quiet.
Why is she laughing? What happened?
I just got the intro done. And how long has it been?
Why is she laughing? You should be
She
mad.
ate the brownie.
There went my makeup.
She's on so off too.
I think I need some.
You don't need whatever that is.
Oh, Lord.
She'd be mean to me.
She's over there like, oh, bust out laughing. You're like, she's being mean to me.
She told me to be quiet.
Why are you laughing?
That's too hard to explain.
Be quiet.
This is why I don't wear makeup. It's useless to have on.
You don't need makeup on.
On our list is what is our favorite holiday movie? And I have a little endearing story to tell you, is that whenever anybody ever asks me that question, or which is my favorite song, I always have to think about the little drummer boy, because I remember being maybe 3, 4, 5 years old, a little kid, and seeing the cartoon version for the very first time in the 1970s, and I remember how it struck me that the little boy didn't have any gifts and he was very poor, but that he had the gift of, I guess you would say, service, and he played a song for Jesus and how the baby Jesus really enjoyed and loved his song and how it made baby Jesus happy. So that stuck with me, and that life lesson stuck with me the rest of my life. So every year when I hear the little drummer boy play on the radio, it just always brings back that memory, and I always enjoy passing that on to my children.
My lamb has been injured. You must save him.
He is near death. Oh, lad, there is nothing I can do.
But you are a king!
A mortal king only. But there is a king among kings who would save your little friend.
The babe? But I do not understand.
It is not necessary that you understand. Go to him.
But I have no gift to bring.
Go. Look upon the newborn king.
And as Aaron looked at the babe, he thought it was the most beautiful sight he had ever seen.
And yet, there is something more about him. So much more.
Your gift, little drummer boy, given out of the simple desperation of a pure love, is the one favored above all. See?
Aaron's heart.
The next question is, do you consider yourself naughty or nice? Hey Santa, they want to know if I'm naughty or if I'm nice. The next question on our list is, what is your most embarrassing Christmas picture? And I don't necessarily think that I've got one, except for a few years ago, my grown kids videotaped us opening Christmas presents, and of course I was in my pajamas, my hot pink silk pajamas, and they had to blast and show that all over the entire internet. So, yeah. The girls want to know if we ever open up any Christmas presents on Christmas Eve. And yes, we do. We open up one Christmas present, and this year my daughter gets to open up two. And these are going to be nice and wrapped with a big red bow. She's going to be so excited. Fractions. A whole binder on fractions. And that's not all. We've got one on decimals too. Look. Decimals. The girls want to know if I've ever had a white Christmas. And I have to say that I've had a lot of white Christmases because I was born and raised in the northern part of West Virginia. West Virginia is considered the mountain state. So if you know anything about West Virginia, it's all snow in the wintertime. And I just don't even get into the holiday spirit. And I don't feel like it's Christmas without snow. And I don't even get into the holiday spirit until I start seeing those first few snowflakes falling. And I'll run around the house all giddy as soon as I start seeing the first flakes fall. I'm just like a kid. And that's my favorite part, I think, of Christmas, is when everybody gets snowed in and there's no place to go but to be at home and spend time with your family. And that's my favorite. Where do we usually spend the holidays? And when I was younger and I first had my two oldest children, I used to travel with them back home to West Virginia. Growing up, with some of my favorite memories was a family reunion every Christmas Eve. We would go to my grandmother's house and spend the holidays there with all of our aunts and uncles and cousins, and nobody ever missed the holidays there. And I remember one year we got snowed in at our house in town, and there was a couple of pretty steep hills that was preventing us from getting out to my grandma's house, and a couple of my uncles with their four-wheel drive trucks came and picked our entire family up. So we had me and my three brothers, my mom and my stepdad, and they came and picked us up so that we could spend it with Grandma and with the rest of the family. So nobody ever missed Grandma's get-togethers. You just didn't dare. And it was the highlight of the year. I always liked it more than a reunion that it was during the summer. There was just really something special that everybody just stopped what they were doing to spend time with each other, and family was important and was a priority. And I think that that's what families still need today. Next question on our list is, can you name all of Santa's reindeer? Yes, I can. Watch and you'll see. I know this beautiful tree behind me looks real, but unfortunately it's fake. That's because a few years ago I developed asthma, and on top of that, I couldn't understand why I kept having symptoms, and I kept itching and breaking out in hives, and turns out I was allergic to the Christmas tree. So I didn't figure it out until I was up under the Christmas tree taking it out of its, the holder that it was in, the Christmas tree stand, and was breaking out into hives and everything, and surrounded by the needles, and sure enough, come to find out, I figured out why I was sick the whole time, Christmas season that year, and that was because I was allergic to the Christmas tree and all of the pine needles I had everywhere in all of my decorations. So, unfortunately, I always had a Christmas tree, a real Christmas tree, my whole life, and we had to go out and buy a fake one. But I said, if we're going to go fake, we're just going to go with one that looks as real as possible. So I haven't gotten a chance to decorate the Christmas tree yet, but at least we got the lights on and we got the presents wrapped underneath, so we're doing good. The girls want us to show our tackiest Christmas attire, but I don't have any. This red jacket is about as close as to Christmas attire that I even have. So, what would your dream place be to visit for the holiday season? And this year, I would like to be able to return back to my daughter's home, and she lives about 12, 13 hours away from where we do. And she just had her first baby in October. So I wish that her older brother, sister-in-law, and their new baby, and my other two kids could all go with us together as a big family and go visit my daughter. So, are you a pro present wrapper or do you fail miserably? Well, I used to be, before I had kids, I used to be a pro Christmas wrapper. And we were brought up that all the gifts had bows, and we went all out on decorating them. But now I'm pretty much average. I don't buy bows and ribbons anymore for the presents because pretty much, it's terrible to say, but I'm too cheap. I'd rather buy another Christmas present than a $10 pack of bows and ribbons. It's just going to get tore off. It's terrible to say, but we're simple here. My most favorite Christmas moment, I thought about this, and the first thing that popped in my mind was the time that my mom, it was probably, I think, in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, she got me some white skates, and all the wheels, as they turned and rotated, they lit up. They had little lights on them, and she got all 8 of the wheels lit up so that when we went skating at the skating rink and it's all dark, you could see the lights all the way around. That was really cool. So I was during that time I was going to the skating rink every weekend, and it was just something that was really popular at the time. But So, when I was about 3 years old, I was being babysat by this sweet lady, and she had a daughter, and she also babysat her neighbor's daughter, who was her own daughter's age, and she had gotten them what's called a yawny baby. I don't know if any of y'all ever saw those before, but it was a little baby doll that just had a constant yawn on its face, and it had a stuffed body, and I just fell in love with this Yanni baby. Growing up, I loved dolls, all sorts of dolls. If it was a doll, then I had to have every single doll that was on the market. Every Christmas, every birthday. That's all I asked for my birthday. But anyway, my mom was a single mom at the time, and she didn't have the money. And of course, she didn't have noticed that that's what I had wanted for Christmas. And Christmas came and went that day, and I was so disappointed when I opened up my little puppet instead of getting a Yanni baby at the babysitter's house. So somehow Christmas Day comes and goes, and it's Christmas nighttime. And I remember my older brothers laying on the floor watching TV, and all the gifts had already been opened. And my mom says, "Hey, Tanya, come here." And she goes, "I think that you have another present under that Christmas tree." And I'm like, "No, we opened all the Christmas presents." And no, she goes, "No, I think there's another Christmas present." And I was 3 years old. I remember this. And so she took me in there, and she had me get down on the Christmas tree, and I had to climb under the Christmas tree, and she had put that Yanni baby up practically like on the tree trunk. And she might have put it up on one of the branches, but it was on the bottom of the tree trunk. And oh my gosh, that was my favorite memory of Christmas for the longest time. But now that I'm a mother and a grandmother, I have to say that, spending my time with my children and my grandchildren is, new memories are being made. So, but as a child, those two, with getting Yanni baby and my roller skates, those were my favorite. What Christmas tradition do you look forward to this Christmas? And I have to say that it's just spending time with family. And we usually try to have a Christmas dinner. We sort of accidentally started this sausage, gravy, and biscuits on Christmas morning. I don't know how it got started, and now all of my kids request that every year. We make pumpkin chocolate chip cookies both for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And when my older kids were younger, I did a lot of baking and a lot of candy making. And I think it was last year or year before, I made some cinnamon hard candy. And I've got a neighbor that's been asking for that all year long. So I think I'm going to be having to make some cinnamon candy. And I have a daughter-in-law who asked me not to make cinnamon candy because she ate so much of it, she blistered her tongue. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just give her a little bit. What is your all-time favorite food or sweet treat? I save making fudge for Christmas, but so I enjoy chocolate fudge, peanut butter fudge. But my mom used to make peanut butter balls, and you make the peanut butter and powdered sugar and I think vanilla and the balls, and you dip them in chocolate and make those homemade. So I enjoy making those just because that was a memory of what my mom used to do when she was still living. So we make pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Now when my grandmother came and gave us those one year, I thought, ew, that's just gross. I was thinking, I like pumpkin and I like chocolate chips, but I don't think I like them mixed. And there's something that you either like or you don't like. They taste more like a spice cake with chocolate chips, but they're really good, especially warm. So, do you like receiving or giving gifts best? I love giving gifts. I love giving gifts. And I tell people all the time, I'm not rich. God didn't make me rich because I think I just give the wealth away. So, anyway, pray God will make me rich. Does your family make a favorite holiday recipe? And yes, we talked about that. The chocolate chip cookies are always a favorite. And then we make a marshmallow salad with pistachio pudding. It's the boxed pistachio instant pudding. Some mini marshmallows, some crushed pineapple. You can put some chopped pecans or chopped walnuts in it, and then you fold all of that together with some Cool Whip, and my kids request that. So usually I make that every Thanksgiving and Christmas too. What makes the holiday special for you is just spending time with my family. I just can never get enough of my kids. Now, when they were younger, I don't think I would have said that. But now that they're older and they can take care of themselves, and kind of relieves the pressure off of me, and I can get some sleep now, they're not, waking up all hours of the night, then, yeah, now it's spending time with my children and now my grandchildren. And the last question is, do you make New Year's resolutions? No. No, 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 no. No, and never have, and I don't ever plan to.